we're dressing, our attitudes, our decorum, how we go out in public. I literally just came from and this is just, of course, this is a small example, I know. I just came from a grocery store, right? And I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you, most of them that I saw are overweight. They also, it's also accompanied by a bonnet or some type of something on their head. They're not dressed up. I probably was the only Black woman in that store that had on a dress and some sandals. Everyone else had on sweats. I was on FaceTime with Jackie when I was there. And then we had like the wigs with the like band on their like edges or baby hair things. We also have like, it's our image is tainted. Our image is ridiculous. Very ridiculous.
I got you.
And these are, and then these are what the men are complaining about. And when people say, when I think Lance said something about us being compared, we're only compared to other race women when it comes to our weight and our attitude. And I think one more thing, I even think that even although they complain about our hair with the weaves and the wigs, I think they may even put up with it if our attitudes were pleasant, if we were in shape, if we had a sense of pride when we go out the house. They may even put up with it because Black women, they love to fight for wigs all the time.
I mean, this is what I find kind of strange. Nobody
women you don't see.
Now, listen, Lance, none of these women that are disagreeing with what I'm saying, none of these women are taking into consideration that these women are out here having boyfriends and they're having casual sex, right? So,
but what if they're not, though?
You be a career woman, you can do that. But if you're having sex along the way with you doing that, you're ruining yourself. Because by the time that you do find a decent man, you already are damaged. You already are traumatized. You already have experience.
What about most of the Black women? Because as many, I surround myself a majority Black women as we are, and they're not just having sex with just multiple men. They're just here living, doing their thing.
But what I'm saying is they're not virgins. That's what I'm saying. They're not keeping themselves until they have a husband.
How do you know? Not to interject. How do you know that they're not virgins?
So less than 5%.
Not every woman is out sleeping with everybody. My daughters are not
in this country.
Everybody.
Well, how do you know that, ma'am? If
Because
they
my
are
daughters talk to me, I have conversations that I don't want to talk about.
Okay, but they're not going to tell you everything.
I'm different than most parents.
You might think that. You might think that. You might be right. But I'm just saying.
Disagree with Mac. Agree with him. That's it.
You ain't a fly on the wall, so you don't know.
Because I have a family member that's 28 and that has only like had a one casual sexual partner, and she's still like she's lit like that, but she don't have sex at all.
Okay, but
typically, but I'm saying though, you're over here like so certain in your opinion. You're like, no, this is how they are.
Because none of these women are.
I think you should open up your mind a little bit and be like, look, I think
he don't hear the bash women, to be honest.
I think, Greg,
I'm here to tell the truth about women. That's what I'm here to do.
No, he's just trying to get under your skin, but you could just tell him, you know what? He's a good coach for a woman that's a virgin already. If she's already a virgin, but you got to be careful when you think about women that make a mistake, because they might feel like what you're saying is like they got to throw their life away because you feel like you telling them they damaged.
Yeah, why don't you
understand? You got to be careful with your words.
A lot of these women, they experience
heartbreak. You got to understand mental health. You don't want a person to feel like they damaged.
Now listen though, look, check this out.
You understand?
If these women had a boyfriend, if they had a little boyfriend or something in high school or in college.
How many women have you had sex with?
He broke her.
Let's get on you, Greg.
No. Hold on.
Why, Jay? Why though?
I know, but hold on. Please hold on. Greg, go ahead and lay your plate, and then we'll get to Keith.
Okay, and see what they try to do is women. They try to flip it back on men and try to compare men to women. We are not equal, ma'am. And what I was going to say is that with a woman, when y'all are with a man and you give your body to a man, y'all get in your feelings, right? You have your little boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? You catch feelings for him. You fall in love. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, it just didn't work out. That's heartbreak. That's trauma. So now you move on to the next dude. Now you comparing him to your ex.
That's not.
That's how y'all move.
That might have been someone you might have talked to.
Ma'am, that is your nature. It has nothing to do with that. your nature
But
as a
Greg, are
woman
you
is
like
to weigh your
You shouldn't
emotions.
say that
yourself?
because somebody on this panel could have been through
You
something.
don't want to
that
acknowledge it, but
you're
that's the truth.
bringing
Y'all
up.
are emotional. Y'all are emotional.
Greg, it's
When you
okay.
give
It
your
doesn't
body
matter.
to a
Women are
man,
supposed to be emotional.
listen. When you give
As
your
women,
body
we
to a
definitely lead
man,
with emotions, but
you are
so do
in your
you.
feelings. When you give your body to a man, it is emotional.
We understand what you're saying,
With
but
men,
you
with
can't
men,
say
everything
every
is more
woman
so
is doing
physical.
that. Not
With
every
us,
woman is out here sleeping with everybody.
listen though, that's not the point. What I'm saying is that we're
No, it
different.
is the point because you're
That's my
making it seem
point.
like that's what every
Yeah,
woman is doing.
If a man can lay down with a woman and have no emotional attachment with that
that's
woman,
cap.
but a woman,
That's
she's going
cap.
to be emotionally tied to that
Men
man.
are
It's true, yo
men.
yo.
No, I think that men are good at hiding their emotions, but I
Oh yeah, we
personally,
hide it.
yeah, it doesn't mean. But
We
the
be in
thing is,
love.
though,
Been through some
it doesn't
heartbreak
mean it's not
yourself.
there. But it doesn't mean it's not there because a man could
We
be
be at home
broken.
crying. Trust me, we be at home
Yeah,
crying on the
I think
wall.
that men are good. I think that men are good at hiding it. Well deserved. Like I give y'all praise on that, but men are not good at like emotions are emotions at the end of the day, whether it's hidden or not. So a man can't sit there and say like, oh, you know what, we can go sleep with a woman, and you know what, we
Nah,
don't feel nothing. No,
nah.
that's cap
I
to
miss you,
me.
baby. I miss
I
you.
got I got a friend right now. I got a friend right now that got 3 men on her. Unfortunately, I give my opinion, but she gonna do what she does at the end of the day. And she literally has 3 men fucked up. I mean,
Yo, yo,
effed
are
up
you East
mentally.
African? Are you East African?
Yep.
Yes, men
I
are
can tell.
human too. We human.
I can tell that you East African. So your
And
perspective is going to be a little different.
no, it's
Yeah,
not because
it is.
I've literally had men, and even from my culture, I've dated both, and I've had men from my culture sit there and say, like they try to get at me, and then just because I'm just not interested in that particular person. I've dated men from my culture, and this man was like, you know what? This is why I date white women because they be ready to go,
Not even
ready to
black.
go.
Why are you speaking on black women's subject? You're not even black.
But so I'm not black now. But when
No, you're East
You're
African, ma'am,
African. You
and
can
that's
say
okay.
it.
And that's
so when I
okay.
wait, let me
That's
ask you a
an
question.
issue.
Let me ask you, who is that talking?
It is
Which one is saying
I.
that?
You're not black
Oh,
American, so you shouldn't be in
oh,
this
wait. I didn't say I was black American. I
Okay,
didn't say that.
we know you're not, so you shouldn't be having this discussion. You should be talking to your East African women.
Wait, are you mad that
Why
I'm
are
like
you
against the
giving
fact that men are like
no
against
but
women?
why are you giving black American women advice if you're not
Because I
black
have to deal with
American?
the same things y'all do,
No,
and
you
you just don't
don't.
see
No,
it.
you
Yes,
don't.
I
No.
do. But it's because you're not in my shoes, you don't see it. That's why.
But
But
you're
most
clearly
African
you're just another
don't
disobedient
share the
woman, though.
same things
I would
that
just
black
say
women
that
deal
I would
with.
say
What?
that
Let me.
East Africa.
Okay, so then if that's the case, what
Okay,
is
wait, hold
different
on. Oh,
from what I experienced and what you experienced? Tell me what's the difference then. What do
okay.
you experience differently than what I do?
I would just say that
What is the difference then from
I
what
will
you
just
experienced and what
say,
I
okay,
do?
okay. I know, okay.
I'm curious.
Number one, your culture
Hi, Keith.
is
How are you?
different.
Keithan, is it
Outstanding.
Keithan?
Outstanding. You got it. You
Great.
got it. Boy,
Um,
it's a very interesting conversation. It's, you know what's crazy, Jay, is that y'all up here telling women the truth and what to do, and they rejecting it. Men say the same thing, and they still
Jay
it's
Wild and I
crazy.
talk about this all the time. They don't
So,
listen to anybody.
All
at
I
all.
said is,
We're not talking
what's
about
the
you,
hold
yo
on,
difference?
hold
yo.
on, hold
You.
on. I'm speaking right now, sweetheart. I don't want to lose my train of thought. I know you have a lot to say, and it's very important. So here's what I want to say. Here's a piece that we're missing when we talk about our women not being desired. You have to look at the stats. I'm tired of quoting the stats. We heard the stats over and over again. Here's a piece that a lot of women don't think about. If you're raised by a single mother, who raised you to be a wife? Right? Where did you get those skills from? Who taught you how to be a wife? But now you want to be married and you've been practicing on boyfriends, right? There's no real commitment there. Greg spit some facts. He said you shouldn't be just laying up with a man, right? He didn't choose you. He didn't give you his last name. So why is it okay for you to just lay up with a man? Like I told my daughter, who's 26, I said, if this man hasn't proposed to you 6 months to a year, I need you to leave him. You don't need to be with him. Because it doesn't take a man that long to figure out
At
if he wants to
all.
be with you or not. Men know 2 things when they meet a woman. Do I want to stay or do I want to lay? That's it. This ain't rocket science. Secondly, women have not been properly taught, trained how to treat men. They've been taught how to receive from men, but they weren't taught, and they were taught how to be treated by men, but they were never taught how to treat men. Okay? The first way, I'm gonna ask the young lady that's talking, because I from what you're saying, I can already tell. What's the first way you emasculate a man? What's her name, Yo-Yo? What's the first way you emasculate a man?
Can you emasculate or demasculate? Which one? Because I don't. You trying to say
emasculate.
elevate him?
Emasculate.
What's the first way you, as a woman?
Elevate is an antonym.
What's the first way you emasculate a man?
You gotta excuse
Y'all
my
be trying to
ignorance.
play. Y'all be trying to play smart.
What does emasculate mean? Does it mean like elevate him or something?
No.
Hey, look. Look. I'm being honest. So what does that mean?
If you're not elevating
I'm being
him,
honest.
the opposite of elevating him is what?
Demasculating him.
Okay, we're gonna use the word demasculate for you. Okay, so what's the first way you demasculate a man?
When you tell him what he's saying isn't valid.
Wrong. That's not the first way.
Well, that's just how well, then tell me.
It's not about how you see it. See, this goes back to that you still don't understand men.
That could be the case, but that's not okay.
I'm gonna give you a nugget, sweetheart. The stronger person controls the response. The weaker person controls the conversation. Okay? Now think about that for a second. Let that marinate. Okay? So if
it is emasculate, my bad. Pardon my ignorance.
It's okay. I wasn't concerned about that. So if the first way, I'm gonna give you this. The first way a woman emasculates a man is with her mouth. That's it. It's through communication. And majority of our women have not been taught how to properly communicate, respect, and treat a man. That's it. Because they didn't have a father. A lot of them didn't have fathers in the home. Some of them had weekend dads. Some of them, they learned men through boyfriends. So you got all of this misinformation. So there's a miseducation when it comes to understanding men.
And I've seen that. Front row. I've seen it with family members.
Education on understanding women as well as men understanding us.
So hold on.
Actually, do.
You ever heard of men are from women are from Mars, men is from Venus?
Ladies,
you ever read that book?
Ladies, I was speaking. I've been sitting here listening to y'all for the whole time, right? I didn't interrupt you guys.
True.
So I just gave y'all a whole nugget on respecting the man. You just like, oh, well, men don't understand women. I beg to differ, man. We're taught our whole life to respect, honor, and treat men. From little boys, hold the door for your sister, carry her books. Oh, she's just acting out. Be patient with her. That's the stuff that we're taught, right? Where's your teaching on? Okay, he's talking. Let me allow him to speak. Let me hear what he's saying. Let me listen for the message what's in the message so I can understand and properly give him a response. No, it's, oh, you said this. No, it gave you that. Yada, 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 yada. No, take your time and listen. Listen to men speak. We're not saying we're right. We're just saying listen, right? So you can understand. Do you want to be right, or do you want to have the right outcome? Because you can be right and not have the right outcome.
So if you're saying what you're saying, what do you think that? I mean, according to like a couple people on the panel, they don't think I'm black, but I'm asking. I want to figure out what's the difference.
I'm gonna tell you the difference, sweetheart.
I'm curious about what your point is, though.
I'm gonna tell you this, sweetheart. You don't have the soul.
Culturally, there are differences, but experiences, there's no difference.
I'm gonna tell you. I
don't even see the difference at all.
I'm gonna tell you this, sweetheart. You don't have the soul of a slave living inside of you. Sorry, I mean somebody who was oppressed living inside of you.
But the people from where I'm from, my people were oppressed for the whole. No. We finally found freedom. What? We just found freedom 1992. Like we just found it. Like.
Ma'am, you didn't even take time.
Can I?
You did not take time to. You didn't take time to process what I said. You didn't take time to process what I said.
You come from a slave mentality.
I never said that.
Or a slave, a product of slavery or something.
No, you're not listening. You want to respond. That's
the issue.
Saying?
Okay, what are you saying?
I said that I gave you. What did I give you? The communication piece, right? You're not. The second way a woman emasculates a man is with her ears. You're showing this. I'm showing you in real time. Probably the same thing your mother does to your father, because you get it from somewhere. So, in other words, the slavery cannot. I mean, what happened over in America cannot be compared to any other place. We got treated the worst. We were robbed of our identity. We were robbed of our identity. Okay, there's nothing worse than being robbed of your identity, your culture, and who you are.
With that. To an extent, I do agree with that.
Hold on, I'm about to finish. And then, not only that, they took us. You have no idea, if you haven't studied Black history, how they took us, separated us, right? And look at our conditions. We grow up without mothers and fathers in our home. A lot of y'all probably can't identify with that. They took our culture. They took everything from us. They stripped us, and now we're trying to put the pieces back together and become family. So you don't have the same struggle as a Black woman in America. You cannot. This is it. You cannot compare yourself to a Black woman because you are a Black woman in America because you're Black.
I'm not taking away from that. I think the thing is that I already recognize that anybody that's Black in America, the struggle for like being a person right now, you can't take away from the struggles that came from the ancestors. That you can't take away from that. But I think that sometimes when I hear statements like that, it's like, you don't even know what my country went through for my parents to even be here in America type shit. Like, it's like, okay, it's not, I don't think that's fair. It's like, can I say something, please?
You've been talking all the time.
Hi, Shile. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. Thank you for asking. Did you have an opinion, or did you want to respond to something that you heard?
Yeah, I would just say, responding to the prompt, I would say no, I'm not okay with that. But I would say the issue, wouldn't it be that, I would say the issue is Black men. Because I feel like, actually, not that I feel like, most Black women are told to marry Black men. And at the end of the day, when Black women marry outside of their race, our marriage rate is basically 40. It goes up to 44% less likely to end in divorce. When a Black male marries outside their race, they have twice the divorce rate. So the issue can't, if the same person is doing the same thing in different relationships, then the issue can't be Black women, right?
How can you shift the blame or shift the accountability on the males when
they're the ones who are choosing?
Hold on. We're not getting we're not getting picked. Because
we are getting picked. That's what marriage is. You're picking someone to live the rest of your life with.
No.
Yeah, it is. What is marriage? Is it not? That's why they call women pickmes, because they're choosing. They want to be chosen. Are you saying marriage is someone not choosing?
I can want to be chosen, but I have to get picked, right? I could be. I can want marriage all day, but if I don't get picked, if I don't get chosen to get married, then I'm not married. Well, what I'm saying is the reason why. Hold on. The reason why all races of men are deeming Black women to be the least desired is a host of things. It's not just physicality. It's our decorum, our attitudes, our how we communicate, how we act, how we conduct ourselves, how we teach the culture, our outcomes. So this is the reason. It's not, you can't shift the blame on someone else when we are the ones that we are the ones that have the results.
What I'm saying is, I can only go by what I'm saying is that it's most Black women desire a Black man. If a Black man is not choosing us, then we can't be married. And the problem is
it's not. No, that's of course.
Yeah, that's how marriage works.
But but then you would have to ask the men, why are you guys not choosing us? So that
you have to be a choice.
Right. You have to be. You have to have your foot in the game. Black women don't.
Well, that's why I brought up the other stat that when black men choose to date outside of Black women, their their divorce
We're
rate
not
goes up
talking about that. I don't even care.
No, but
I don't even care about that because at least, but it doesn't matter. But at least they're getting married. So they, at
but it
the end of the day,
shows that they are the problem.
no,
That
they're
it's
not the problem. Well, how are they the problem with the way that we look, with the way that we act? How are they the problem?
Why are you just shifting the blame on just black women and saying that black women are the problem? I'm saying
about us
that
right
if you
now.
have to be chosen, the issue is the person that's choosing you.
Why do you keep changing the topic?
Hold on.
I'm waiting on someone to. Can I finish? If I'm waiting on someone to marry me, which I'm not, I'm married. But if I'm waiting on someone to marry me, then someone has to choose me. And if I'm not being chosen, is it because of something I'm doing? No,
You
someone's not
have
choosing
to make yourself a choice.
Okay,
What are you talking about?
What? Like what? How is that? How is that? How are you not understanding that?
but when I get the part
If
where you
I
have
want to be
make
in the
yourself a
NBA, hold on.
choice.
If I want to be in the NBA, I have to practice and have skills and actually be good at playing basketball in order for me to get chosen to be in the game, and in order for me to chosen to be on a team. How can I shift? How can I shift blame on the Lakers for not picking me? That like what sense does that make?
Here's what's
That
in
that means I'm not
Can I
good.
finish? Can I finish?
No, you
What
are
I-
you.
or Can I respond? Can I respond?
Yeah, you can respond, but did you hear
Why are
what
y'all
I
like
said?
this?
Hold on, but did you hear what I said instead of focusing on trying to respond?
Yes, but you
Because
from
I wasn't even finished, and you already said, "Can I respond?" That means you were not listening.
well, I was trying to respond to what you directly said there. But go ahead. I'm sorry if I interrupted. I don't want to do that. That was not my intention. I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
Oh, a ladybug.
Host, I told you, the weaker person.
You cannot shift blame on the person that is choosing, on the
She
person
is
that is
smoking
picking.
Instagram.
You have to take a look at yourself and say, why am I not getting picked? Because I know black women love to say, why I'm not getting that promotion. Maybe I should have used that one. If I'm and in order for you to get that promotion
Yes.
at that dream job that y'all want, what do you have to do? You have to what? Go to school, get a degree, have up your skills, and just be the person, meet the requirements, right? There we go. Meet the requirements for that promotion. How are you going to blame the boss for not picking you for that promotion, for not hiring you?
Because it's still their decision. I could be everything. I could have that all the qualifications. I could go to work early.
Why do y'all think y'all are just so great though?
See, that's the issue.
No, why do
that
y'all
I'm
think y'all are
trying
just
to
so
talk.
perfect and
I'm
great?
trying to
How do y'all
talk
think
and I'm
so
just
highly
not-
of yourselves? Some of y'all don't even wash your hair daily. Some of y'all don't even wash your body daily. Some of y'all have stank attitudes. Some of y'all have stank homes. How is it that all of y'all are just so overly qualified for a man to have chosen you by now?
I just don't understand how come when it's come my time to talk or respond, I just can't finish my statement. Like, it's just like, if this is like a conversation, I'm just trying to respond to what you're saying. And I can't do that because you guys both keep talking over me.
Well, you talking over them too, ma'am. So
No,
put
I
yourself in
stopped. The
that.
one time I did and I apologized and I stopped.
But you still did it.
Okay, and I apologize and I'm not doing it again.
But you still did it.
It's
Okay.
just something that you're pointing out that you couldn't point out about yourself until it was like a little too late. But we don't mind. It's a discourse. As long as you're not rude when the host is speaking, yeah, it's all good.
So what I was trying to say is that there are times you can come to work early, you can come to work, you can stay late, you can give everything to a company and you are passed over. So that's a norm. That happens all the time to someone less qualified, and someone less qualified gets the job. I'm just saying it in that statement. But what I'm saying is that if we're the issue, how come when men date outside of the black women, then they have the same outcome or worse? So we can't be the issue with someone else. We just can't be. That's just the bottom line. We can't be the issue. I understand what you guys are saying, that you have to
Talking
be
about a 4%.
No, it's actually 2 times more likely.
Only 4% of black men marry outside their race.
No, what I'm saying is the divorce rate is.
It don't matter. We're not talking about divorce. That's not even what we're talking about.
Okay.
That's not what we're talking about at all.
I didn't look up that rate, so I'm gonna go off what you're saying.
Okay,
So
that's fine. That's totally fine because we're not even talking about that.
Okay.
Regardless, black women are not getting picked because we are deemed least desired across of all races of men.
because they don't want us, and then when we go somewhere else, we have.
Why don't they want us? Hold on.
we
Why
have
don't they
better
want
marriages.
us?
I don't know.
Why don't they want us?
I'm married to a black man, so I don't know. But I would say
Okay, so why would you say that then?
Because if you want something, if you desire, you're going to choose them. That's why. Because you're going to choose them. If you want something and someone is what you want, then you're going to choose them. You're literally proving like you're saying, black women have the lowest, but black women and black men are marrying each other most of the time. So who else is going to choose it?
You don't see an issue of you being married and you are speaking as if you're single and you're not desired when you already got picked? You don't see an issue with that?
No, I don't.
So it's like you're keeping single women single. You're married while you're keeping other women not married.
I was a black woman that was single at one point.
But you're not. But you're married.
It doesn't matter what I am at this moment.
Okay.
That would just mean that you were qualified. But even nowadays, it doesn't even really. We don't even really go off. I mean, okay. So the black women's marriage rate is at a 28%.
Yes, that's correct. And black men is 34.
Who cares about black? We're talking about black women.
Okay.
So that would mean 72%. That is a huge number that are unmarried. It's a problem. That's a majority. Ma'am, what are you talking about? Yeah, well, like, what are you saying?
Instead of what we said about being the choice.
That's the whole point.
Because you have to be chosen. Like if I'm sitting here and doing all the right things,
you have to be in the game to play. You have